go! Hi, I'm John, and this is Matt.
We are doing a Rebel Aces unboxing for Northern Gaming Network. So, John is now going to tear into this. We'll see what kind of goodies we get.
I actually want to keep the box because I transport my dudes in the box. Alright. So let's talk about the miniatures first.
Alright, well, we've got an A-Wing and a B-Wing, both in alternate colors. I'm a fan of the A-Wing. It's identical to the card art for the prototype pilot.
Yeah. It looks like the A-Wing also has almost like some battle damage on it, or some like rustic, like it's already seen a lot of use. So
we've got a nice, suitably different looking B-Wing. Not 100% sure where the color scheme's from, but I'm sure someone can answer that.
Yes, I'm sure the army of Star Wars fanboys can tell us exactly where it's from. But we love those people, so because we kind of are those people, we're just not B-Wing fanboys as much. However, with this kit, it changed my mind. It is super solid. A lot of people have been talking about it online, so Fantasy Flight has really pushed a lot of its information. So now we can start talking about the cards.
Alright, so the A-Wing comes with prototype pilot and a green squadron, so same as the original A-Wing blister. There, nice. Nice little goobers if you want to throw a filler in there. The unique pilots, we have Jake Farrell, who's pilot skill 7, and unfortunately I'm not even going to try to pronounce the pilot skill 5 fellow.
Jemar
Sojan?
Sojan?
You know, nice Star Wars incomprehensible names. Alright.
He must be an alien.
So I'm actually a fan of both of these fellows. Jemar, his pilot ability, so when you're at range 1 of at least one enemy ship, increase your agility value by 1. So he's a nice, durable, tanky little bugger. Great to be an annoyance with.
Oh yeah?
Especially, you know, he has an evade action, you have focus, so you can have this guy not get hit if you really want to.
Yeah, just sort of get up in your face, up and personal, and sort of having to concentrate on the A-Wing because, you know, 3 attack dice is still 3 attack dice.
Just sit on a Falcon's butt and go, bring it, go.
Yeah.
I have 4 defense dice, you have 4 attack dice.
I noticed that he doesn't have an elite pilot skill.
No, he doesn't, but that can be overcome with some nice upgrade cards from the set.
Alright, we'll get into that after we talk about Jake.
Okay,
so Jake, he's after you perform a focus action or are assigned a focus action, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action. Now, I think that's pretty amazing because, I mean, he is super maneuverable. A-Wings are super maneuverable as it is, and just with the pure synergy of the Rebel forces, being able to, you know, assign him a focus token or acquire a focus token with, say, a Hawk or Gavin Dryce or any of these other pilots, you know, Lando. Yeah, you know I love Lando. You know, all of a sudden he can be even more maneuverable. And when you have something like Lando, who can be pilot skill 9 with an elite pilot skill, giving them this focus, he can perform some these actions after effect to get right in the spot that you need him, or you know, get him away. But you know,
it reminds me a lot of Turfineer, the interceptor pilot.
Yeah, and everybody loves Turfineer. Like, who doesn't love Turfineer? All right, so that's the A-Wing. Let's talk about the B-Wing. So we got a blue squadron pilot, a dagger squadron pilot. Same like with the B-Wing, very basic. You know, pilot skill 2, pilot skill 4. If you want to get a B-Wing on a budget, they're the best way to do it. Especially with some of the upgrades that come in this kit, I think that's a fairly solid choice. And then we'll talk about the B-wing pilots. You want to talk about Nira?
Well, Nira seems at first glance is the most underwhelming. She's a pilot skill 5, and card text is you can perform torpedo secondary weapon attacks against enemy ships outside your firing arc. I know the general consensus is a lot of people don't use torpedoes, so she's going to be, seems to be more of a flavorful, oh, this is kind of cool. I know there's a couple people around here that are pretty excited to put advanced proton torpedoes on her and just, fly her around at range 1 and go, eat it, let's go. I don't care where you are.
I'm one of those people. And that partially has to do with some of the upgrades that you get in this kit that make B-Wings awesome, namely the companion slot. I mean, you can get a really expensive B-Wing, but you can put like Deadeye, the companion that gives you 2 focuses whenever you focus, and then all of a sudden you can fire advanced proton torpedoes. You don't even need a target lock because you have Deadeye on it, and firing it wherever the hell you want. Come at me, bro.
There are some nice torpedoes. Flechette torpedoes are always useful.
Oh yeah, especially with the munitions failsafe.
She seems more of a player choice of, do you like using torpedoes? Well, she might be the pilot for you then.
I'm going to talk about Kian Farlander. I love this guy. I think everybody loves this guy.
He's silly.
He is kind of silly. I mean, like, he's also kind of like a psychopath because, hey, I'm stressed. Well, I'm just going to kill this guy and I'll send my stress. And the reason why I say that is his text is, when attacking, you may remove 1 stress token to change all of your your eye results to hit results. Now, as with focus, and we discussed this in the past, as with focus and target lock actions, you don't need to have a focus on your die to use it. If you want to just burn that focus, you can. Which is really good with Gavin Dryce, and some other guys that use target locks and they want to sort of burn them off. So with Keelan, he's like, oh, I can shoot at somebody? Okay, I'm going to roll my attack dice. I didn't get a focus result? That's alright. I'm still going to spend the stress to get rid of it. So, considering B-Wings have a lot of red maneuvers.
Yeah. Well, even just, you have a 2K maneuver, so this guy can just bounce across the board effectively like the TIE Defender does at 4K turn. Except, he's doing it in 2K.
Yeah, and if you put advanced sensors on him or something like that, he
Don't
did his actions before. Yeah, I give 0 bucks. All right, so that's the pilots. We're happy with that. The kit also comes with all the focus tokens and evade tokens you need. Interesting, the target lock actions are in the double letters.
I think we've run out of our core alphabet right now.
So we got double Ds.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. You get a cool escape pod, which I think is for the mission that comes in here. For people who are interested in doing the missions. I know in our community some people do missions, but a lot of people are the sort of competitive. I want to play 100 points, throw asteroids on the field, let's go. It also comes with, reminder tip, if you forgot how the boost action works, that's how it works. Alright, and now let's get to our upgrades, which actually, to be completely honest, is the reason why I bought this. Alright, so you want to start with the Proton rockets? I know that's your new favorite.
I'm actually a fan of these. So the Proton rockets, they're very reminiscent of the advanced Proton torpedoes, except significantly cheaper. They start with, it's a range 1 attack, you only get 2 attack dice. But you get to roll an additional attack die equal to your agility value up to a maximum of 3 additional dice. So this thing can quite easily go to 5 attack dice for 3 points. And the real kicker is, it's the attack focus. And you don't have to actually spend your focus to use this rocket. So you just caught up to someone, oh, I'm focused, great. Range 1, here we go. 5 attack dice, and you still have a focus action to modify those focus results.
I think my reaction to this was, it's on certain guys is just so good.
I really want to try this on my fire spray. Throw a stealth device on there, and just be real annoying for basically the same price as advanced proton torpedoes.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I might put it on Vader, just because Vader has so many actions that you can do with him, and when he's not firing off...
you can target lock and focus with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to hit you.
I'm going to hit you with all my dice. eat it. And then he's cheap enough that you can still put a munitions failsafe, and if you happen to miss or get a bad roll somehow with, you know, target lock and focus, you know, you can still you still get to keep the rockets. So it's a win-win. Let's talk about enhanced scopes. I like it. It's not going to be. It's one of those things that you'll see as point fillers, but at the same time, I think the real winner for this is if somebody goes in with a plan on how to use this, they can really make it effective. Being able to move before everybody, including TIE swarms, might be really good. Especially with the Decimator kit coming out, and we'll unbox that as well. Some of the upgrades in that can be used on these A wings with enhanced, used on some of these B wings, and with enhanced scopes, you could really make that effective. But I think this is one of these upgrade cards that you'll see it on not the A wing and the B wing.
It might be worth running an enhanced scopes on a D-Wing. Just a little guy run up there and gum up a TIE swarm, but it's 1 point, you know. If you get use out of it, you get use out of it. If you don't, then you don't.
Yeah, I mean, on a scale of, you know, a 1 point upgrade, it's probably not munitions failsafe or an R2 astromech, but it's not determination. So now I love this card. I think you love this card too. It's the A-Wing test pilot.
0 point title.
It's a 0 point title that makes an A-Wing pilot skill 3 and above.
A-Wing, yeah. So cannot be used if your pilot skill value is 1 or lower, and it's a 0 point upgrade. That gives you an elite pilot skill slot. So everybody not the prototype pilot is now a test pilot, and you can take a pilot skill.
I think what the beautiful thing with this is even the green squadron pilot, who's like pilot skill 3 A-Wing pilot, already has an elite pilot skill. So you can, for 0 points, you can give him 2 elite pilot skills. But the real winner here is you get something like Tycho Selchu, and you're like, all right, I have pushed the limit because I'm Tycho, and I have pushed the limit. But now I can put something like Squad Leader on Tycho, or outmaneuver on Tycho, and Tycho's just even more silly. So I give this one a thumbs up and another thumbs up. And can you give a thumb up for me? Because I don't have a yeah, it's a fan. We're fans. We're fans. We're big fans. And yeah, as you described, I mentioned earlier, the guy whose name we can't pronounce because aliens, Gamar Swan, Sojam, because he'll jam your life. Yeah, you can give him an elite pilot skill, and that comes right into our next pilot skill, which is just icing on the cake even more, which is the CHARDAAN refit. You want to read that to us?
So this card is a negative squad points cost. So yeah, it's 2 free points for the cost of taking your missile slot. CHARDAAN. This is another thing we have a lot of trouble pronouncing. I'm just going to call it the refit. So yeah, I like the proton rockets, but you're going to have to make a choice whether you want the refit or rockets. Again, a lot of people don't really like using those single-use secondary systems, like we mentioned with the B-Wing, who gets the turret for the rockets. But you know, again, it's largely going to be player choice. I can see most people using the refit, just 2 free squad points. Let's go. Make your A-Wings cheaper.
Yeah, but on top of that, I mean, you'll get something, as we mentioned before, with Tycho Selchu, you get a 1 point push the limit now. So I mean, what's there to complain? I think anybody who's using the A-Wing for its elite pilot skills and maneuverability will use the refit. But I mean, like anything, you got to go in with a plan of how you're going to approach your squad building. I like the fact that if you you have your green squadron pilots, it does make them cheaper. It's easier to fit them into lists, even your prototype pilots. But at the same time, if you had those points in a list prior, now you can put in a 2-point elite pilot skill somewhere else, or a companion slot or something like that, or you beef up the A-Wing a little bit more. I mean, negative points. I love it.
And you get 3 of them, so for people who already had A-Wings previously, well, let's go. You get 6 free squad points if you want to use them.
Yeah, like...
I know I had 2 other A-Wings, so this is great. As soon as I saw there was 3 in there, I was like, yep, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, every time you buy Rebels Aces, you only need like 2 Rebels Aces boxes, and you have 6 refits. And if you bought all of the Rebel Aces kits in your store, then you can sort of sell your refits off.
Then you can be your ped,
Yep.
you can be your pusher. Hey man, you want a refit? Let's go.
I'll give you a refit. Only costs you -2 points. All right, so now I'm really excited for this next upgrade. It's not an upgrade; it's a modification. It's B-wing only. It's called the B-wing / E2, and basically what it does is it gives you a companion slot on a B-wing. So I think what they did is they basically gave him a carriage at the back.
You have a little co-pilot seat now.
Yeah. We didn't need that stuff in the back anyway. Let's. Who can we fit here? Hey Han Solo, can you come sit in the back of my B-wing? Who are you? I don't even know. Don't worry about it. Just I like your pilot skill ability. I think this would be hilarious, especially with the Outrider coming out with like Landau Calrissian and stuff like that. Or if you want 10 num and 9 num together, there you go, match made in heaven.
Why not?
Yeah.
4 forward, that's a green maneuver. On the B-wing, let's go.
Yeah.
Or a B-wing, let's go.
Push it to the metal.
I know some people are talking about putting 3PO in here, so very similar functionality to how they do with the Falcon. I'm just gonna always have an evade result.
Yeah. Well, I mean, B-wings are like hardcore when it comes to blowing stuff up, especially if somebody's decked it out with a heavy laser cannon, especially if like a cheap B-wing with a heavy laser cannon, really solid. And then you get pilots like 10 num who are fairly good in the new meta with Phantoms because they get auto hit if they get crits. So having a C-3PO just makes them that much tankier. Unless you focus that B-wing, B-wing's not gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
Just
there are so many interactions with crewmen. We haven't even begun to figure them all out yet.
And that's what I really like about this kit. It's not necessarily like, here are all of these super cool things. I mean, they give you a whole bunch of super cool things, but it makes everything else in your model pool better. You have all of these different options that you could put. By putting the refit as we described earlier, you can take more goodies on other ships, or you can buff these out. All those companions that you had that weren't really getting used in the list with just A-wings, B-wings, X-wings, that kind of thing. Now they can they just expand the functionality. And so speaking of companions, we get 2 in this kit.
We get the 2 of the Hawk 290 pilots.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
It was a little surprising. We have Jan Ors and Mr. Katarn himself.
So, yeah.
So, Jan, once per round, when a friendly ship at range 1 to 3 performs a focus action, or would be assigned a focus token, you may assign that ship an evade token instead. So, alright, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely will turn a ship into much more, has much more synergy, a lot more flexibility with your lists. It makes your lists more well-rounded for defense, I find.
Yeah, it gives you and it's you may assign, right? So
yeah, it's a choice.
You don't want that focus, you can have the focus. If you want that evade, take that evade. I mean, hey, run her and the B-wing E2 and make your other B-wing beside you. Yeah, my B-wing has an evade result now. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, and I mean that might be. I think she costs the same as C-3PO or a point less.
I'm not sure,
but it's comparable. So you have that flexibility there, and on top of that, you can put her on the Hawk as long as she's not piloting the Hawk, or you don't have Jan in your list already. But you can put her on the Hawk, and that might make the Hawk a little bit more survivable. And it already has a lot of synergy with the rest of your Rebel list. And
yeah, we're not hugely familiar with a lot of these crewmen, but we're gonna see what we can do to make them work.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a list waiting with Jan Ors in it, and Kyle Katarn.
Yeah. So after you remove a stress token from your ship, you may assign a focus token from your ship. So this guy screams to be used with Kayan. Just, hey, use me. Let's go in.
Yeah.
I want to be taken.
And he's only 3 points. So yeah, he's not overly expensive. He's super solid. And yeah.
But I mean, you can put him.
You can put him anywhere.
Put him on the Hawk, and don't worry about your Hawk being stressed. Put him on the Falcon, and your Falcon has a focus for that. Those odd times after you've performed a K-turn or you take a crit or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's nice. I like him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really want to see him used with KN because that's going to be annoying.
Yes.
Just straight up. That's
Yes,
gonna
it will
annoying.
be, and that'll be frustrating, but it'll be fun.
All right, so that's that's the contents of the box.
As described before, we also have the little pamphlet which tells you what exactly you get and the new rules that come with the kit and the special mission and stuff like that. But we're not really going to get into that because buy the box and read the rules and play it for yourself and see if you like it. So now we're going to go to our respective corners and build a list out of some of the contents of this box, and then we're going to kung fu fight. But before, just remember to like, subscribe this video. Also, you can find us on Twitter at NorthGameNet, and also like our Facebook page, Northern Gaming Net.